Alright guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to be talking about survival edged weapon systems, or survival tool systems. First we have the Tops Turley knife, which retails for $39.95 from Tops. But it does come with this whole survival kit, ferro rod, a bunch of other different compass, things like that. And I did a review on it, so if you want to see what comes with it, you can check it out. The second one is the Columbia River knife and tool. That is the Doug Ritter knife, and that one retails, the MSRP is about $29.99, although you can find it online for as cheap as $17 as of now. The one next to that is the Derma-Safe folding utility knife, and that one retails for about $1.60, $1.70 that you can find. And the one next to that is the ESEE AH1, and that retails for about $15. Alright, so now I'm going to go over each and every one of these knives, starting with the Tops. The Tops knife, like I mentioned earlier, comes with a survival kit. But you have an overall length of 3 3/4 inches, a blade length of 1.5 inches, and a thickness of about 1/8 of an inch thick. And it's made of high carbon steel, RC56-58. So, just to give you an example, we're going to take a look at the thickness on the Doug Ritter knife, and then compare that with the Turley. And you'll notice that the Turley is indeed a little bit thicker, but not incredibly thick. The difference isn't incredible between the two knives in terms of thickness. Alright, so now we're going to go and talk about the Doug Ritter. The overall dimensions is, the Doug Ritter knife is 3.81 inches, and the blade length is 1.75. So very, very similar in terms of the actual blade length. The only difference that I would say is going to be the thickness a little bit on the Ritter compared to the Turley. Now, the Turley, I'm a big fan of. I'm just not a big fan of the price. And I did contact Tops, and they told me that if you wanted to buy the knife by itself, that it was going to cost the same price as getting it with a kit. And I think they quoted me at like $40. So, it's a really, really good knife, though, the Turley. But I'm holding in my hand the Doug Ritter, the RSK MK5, and this is almost as good a knife as the Turley, in my opinion. And it's about a quarter the price. So this is a really, really decent knife, and you're talking about just being able to have it lashed onto a stick and using it as a spear, or using it as getting more leverage with a bigger handle, putting it through a stick. But even with this small handle, it's very workable knife. I tend to have small hands, but my hands aren't that small where it's gonna make a huge difference. But yeah, this is actually a comfortable knife with the attached lanyard, because it gives you a little bit more real estate when you're holding on to the knife. And that's something I've yet to do with the Turley knife, is actually put a extended lanyard on it, which I'm going to get around to doing eventually. Alright, now we're going to talk about the Derma-Safe folding knife. Okay, and the reason I added this is because it's a budget knife system. If you want to make a survival kit and you're on a budget and you don't need something to get turned into a spear or anything like that, and I'm talking for an urban survival kit, I think this is a really good idea. This thing is insanely sharp, and if you're in an urban bug out situation or put it in the back of your car for when you do urban travel, and if you, for whatever reason, you need to protect yourself, this thing's going to do it. This thing is incredibly sharp, and yeah, you can put the hurting on somebody pretty easily with one of these. So at $1.70, this is the least expensive out of any of the knife systems here, and it's pretty good for what it is. Alright, now we're going to talk about the ESEE AH1. This retails for about $15. I found it online for about $15 just for the single arrow. And it's the same functionality as the other ones, where you can actually lash it and make it into a spear, and if you go out into the woods, you can have something to, catch game with the spear point, or use it as general knife and cutting purposes, and it wouldn't be too hard to cut 550 cord, which I've done with this, and just another really good alternative. In terms of bang for the buck, though, the Doug Ritter does come with a Altoids tin, so you can create your own survival kit out of it. The Turley knife already comes, it's turnkey, it already has a survival kit that comes with it, and the ESEE and comes with a survival card from Randall Adventure and Training, which is going to be this guy right here. Just gives you a nice little survival acronym. And then a couple little card with distress signals and just a bunch of information for reading maps on the side of it too, and just cool little survival card. But that's pretty much the breakdown. And just for a size comparison, I'm going to throw in a survival tin next to these, and you guys can see that all these knives would easily fit in this survival tin. So yeah, there you go. That's the breakdown. I've tested all of these with ferro rods, and they all work. And I was really surprised by the Derma-Safe that it actually worked, and I was able to get a nice spark with the ferro rod. So. The Doug Ritter knife by Columbia River Knife and Tool is the only knife system or survival knife system that does come with its own sheath, and it's shown here in the video. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I do plan on making Kydex sheaths for both the AH1 and the Turley knife, but if you're not that far into an edge blade or knife enthusiast, and you want something that comes with a decent sheath right off the bat, I am going to go and recommend the Columbia River Knife and Tool, the Doug Ritter knife.